your host, Doc Rodden, and this is Horror News Radio, the official gruesome magazine podcast. Back with me again this week are the scariest, goriest, bloodiest co-host on the net, starting off with the one and only Dave Dreher. Dave, how you doing, bud?
Hey, I'm doing good. How's everyone tonight?
I'm doing good. It is good to see you once again. I am loving this, having your beautiful face shine at me.
I don't know about that, but yeah, it's nice. It's great hearing our theme song again. We never heard it before because you always just cut it in. Now we actually get to hear it.
Yeah, it's been a while since we used to do that.
I'm liking that too.
All right. Also joining us tonight is Christopher G. Moore, award-winning filmmaker. How you doing?
Woo, woo. Yeah, I'm
Woot,
woo, woo.
Oh, there's another.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Looking for that full moon universe, but I haven't seen any butts yet. So,
yay!
Cricket.
Yay! All right. Also, we have podcasting rock star and international cosplay queen, Vanessa Thompson. Vanessa, how you doing?
You know what? It's a good day. Any day where you're killing Nazis is a good day.
Any day you're killing Nazis is a good day. Yes. All right. Rock on. All right. When our next guest found out we were doing Blade, the Iron Cross, that's the film we're reviewing tonight. She pleaded and begged to come on, so I decided, you know what? Let's throw her a bone. Let's let her on here. All right. Also joining us tonight is Crystal Cleveland, the Living Dead Girl. Crystal, how you doing?
Okay. Well, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. But, basically you just said, hey, didn't you want to watch Blade? And I'm like, yeah, I totally did. And you're like, okay, then do this. And I did.
Yes, you did. But that's not as entertaining.
It's not. You bet. I begged. I said, please.
Well, I'm glad you're here, regardless of how much you hate me now. I don't know. Give me time. Again, this is Horror News Radio, and we have kind of shifted into the YouTube world, given the environment today. This seemed like a natural progression for us, and we love seeing each other, so this gives us the opportunity to do so. If you like catching us this way, and I'm going to shift the view so you don't look at me all the time. If you like catching us this way, be sure to subscribe below, hit the like button, get the notification bell going, give us some comments, all the kind of stuff. Those who have been doing so, I want to thank you. It's been great talking to you on here and Gruesome Magazine, where Crystal joins us every week as well. We do 2 movies there a week. That's insane.
Oh, you did it right. You're so smart.
I had to think about it. There was
the point is rough. But we're going to be doing Blade, the Iron Cross. This is full moon features, and wow. I didn't know how this was going to end up, but I want to thank Dave for making this happen because it rocked, man. So let's find out, what is Blade, the Iron Cross? Well, it's a full moon picture. It's part of, what is it, Dave?
The Deadly 10.
The Deadly 10. Is this the first one, or is it just?
No, they're like 7. I think this is the 7th one.
The 7th one.
Yes, in the Deadly 10, I believe. 6 or 7.
All right. Well, I was going to say we should catch up with all of them, but we're so far behind. It's directed by John Lechago, written by Roger Barron. The cast includes Tania Fox, Roy Abramson, Griffin Blasey, and many, many more. And it follows the Blade. What is it? What are they? Puppet Master. I was going to say Blade Master, and that was totally something else. But the Puppet Master crew. We get a cameo of the rest of them, but basically we're following Blade and a few other characters. And it's as Vanessa, you alluded to, it's almost more about Nazi hunting.
Yeah.
But in a glorious way. So since Dave, you did us a solid, I know you have like a love affair with Full Moon. Please tell us what your first impression of Blade, the Iron Cross was.
Well, didn't really know what to expect too much from this film. They
really, it's a full moon picture.
Well, yeah, but they hadn't. They kind of sold the rights to the Puppet Master franchise, and that horrible Last Rite movie came out 2 years ago. That wasn't a full moon
Oh,
picture.
really? Okay.
And yeah, that was not good. That's the one that had Barbara Crampton in it. It also had a Nazi theme, but nowhere near, because the last 3 Puppet Master movies in the Full Moon catalog were all the Axel films, which were all Nazi themed. There was Axel Rising, Axel Termination. I can't remember. There's so many of them.
Foley.
Axel Foley.
Axel Foley.
Axel Rose.
But this was the first standalone film for Blade. This is the first time he alone has been featured, although others were always the whole crew. So and again, this is part of that Deadly 10, which Charles Band came up with to always he's like the P.T. Barnum of B movies.
Yes.
Always trying to look for
William
a
Castle,
new angle. He announced this last year that they were going to make 10 movies in 1 year and have them all released within that year. And Blade was one of those films. So again, with them making them so quickly and so cheaply, really was kind of didn't know where this was going to go. But surprisingly, this was a great little movie. It was bloody. We had zombies, we had boobs, we had blood, we had impalings, we had Blade looking good as ever. A couple comedic moments for Blade, which I really kind of enjoyed. Overall, this was quick. It was only like 70 minutes, something like that. So it's a really quick watch, but really well done. And you'd mentioned I'd done you a solid, but actually kudos to the director, who I was able to reach out to, and he got hold of the Full Moon people and actually made it happen for us. So, John, thank you, sir. We appreciated it.
Thank you, John.
Yes. So, but yeah, first impression is long live Blade.
Long live Blade. All right. Up next is Crystal Cleveland. What is your first impression of Blade? Chris?
Okay, so there's a couple type of people, and they're the people that love Full Moon and the people that don't. And I love Full Moon. I've always loved Full Moon. Full Moon has changed my life when I was a child. Yeah, the Puppet Master series and then Subspecies. Oh my God, I do. I'm totally into it's all good.
I can see you being into the Subspecies movies.
Yeah, like the Bloodstone.
Yeah. Definitely a Crystal Cleveland joint, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I loved this one. It fits in perfectly, I believe, with the rest of the Puppet Master series. I mean, some of them are a little bit more serious. This one is definitely campy. It's got some actually laugh out loud humor intentionally. And it has some gore and some decent blood. It's got Blade is my favorite. It's those cheekbones. They're so hot.
Cheekbones.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm a Full Moon junkie, and the reality is it had some issues and I did not see them.
How come you call me Blumhumper and you become a Full Moon junkie?
I know. I don't know. It's so good. I can't, every time I watch something from them, I know exactly what I'm going to get. And I think this delivered exactly what I thought it was going to be.
I like that. It delivered. That's a good way to put it. All right. Up next is Vanessa. Vanessa, what is your first impression of Blade, the Iron Cross?
I have to agree with Dave and Crystal. I didn't know what to expect going into this, especially after the last one, but it makes sense now knowing that Full Moon didn't have anything to do with the last one. But I was very surprised at how much I liked this movie. I thought for the most part, the production value of it was really good, and they kept on theme. And to do a period piece like that with a very small budget and not feel like you're coming in and out of it all the time is hard to do. And they really captured that kind of World War II Nazi feeling. Like I said, any day you're killing Nazis is a good day. So I'm going to love it as long as that's happening. And, it had some really cool characters. Our Nazi scientist guy, he was evil like they always are, and then you get a reveal at the end of what's going on with him, and I had a good time watching it. Sometimes when you're watching them, if you're not a huge fan, that it just can feel very trying, but this one was good. I was following the story along. Blade's my man, taking out zombies left and I guess they are zombies too, but taking out Nazis left and right, how can you not love that? And then he rises like the phoenix in this movie, and it's so great. I just love it.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, there's a scene in where he just kind of goes whipping around the room, and that is so much fun. Oh wow, the blood everywhere. All right, well, this could get interesting. Let's find out what Christopher G. Moore thinks. What's your first impression, sir?
No.
Oh no! Oh, what?
What?
Oh
You guys don't make assumptions, okay?
no!
You know what make assumptions? You know what that happens when you make assumptions? It makes an ass out of you and umptions. I stole that from a movie. You know what? I used to like a lot of full moon stuff when I was younger, and I think when they started just coming out with all these sequels and stuff, I felt like the quality went down, so I didn't really like them as much. To where they've, especially when they went into sort of like full on like Freddy type stuff, where they always had some kind of weird creature that like makes snarky remarks or whatever. But I used to like the Puppet Master stuff back in the day. But after seeing that last, horrible mess of a film, the Reich one, the Third Reich, or whatever the title was, I'm trying to block it out of my mind. I was kind of worried. But plus, even though I've been kind of following their whole thing with like them making like 10 movies or whatever, although I am looking forward to the Slime Bolorama one.
Yes.
As someone that's a huge fan of that one.
Dave, focus up.
Yeah, please do. Please do. But I was actually pleasantly surprised. Especially when you're trying to tell a period piece that feels like one of those old, almost like film noir type things with all those type of characters from like a detective and also just having all those sort of types of characters you'd find in those type of movies. I was actually kind of pleasantly surprised, and it wasn't like, and I was kind of worried it was like one of those things where the camera's going to be locked down because they're having to shoot these things so fast. But there's a lot of cool camera movements they do in the film, which I was actually kind of surprised. I mean, granted, you can definitely see the limitations on the budget. Every time there was like a cut to a location, and it was like a Photoshop name on a building, and then towards the end, you could sort of see that they just go full green screen. Like, oh, we don't have the sets anymore, so we're just going to shoot you in front of a green screen. But I did enjoy parts of the story. I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed the lead, Tania Fox.
Yeah, you did. You sure
She's
did.
my newest crush.
Uh-huh.
Although I was like, oh, put some clothes on. You're being nude too much in this film. But from what I understand, well, anyway. If you look into her IMDb, you'll know why she's not.
You're turning red, Chris. You're turning red.
I am turning a little red. It's because of my backdrop.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, I'd enjoy it. I think I could have seen a little bit more gore in certain places. There was some where they had limitations. A lot of it was a similar type stuff with just stabbing and stuff. But when you only have a hook and a knife. Although I was kind of worried, there was like one part where she's like, she's like, let me sharpen your knife. And I was like, oh God, I hope she doesn't have sex with that doll. I don't need that. Luckily it didn't go there.
Yeah, like the ghost scene where he's sitting on her lap.
Yeah, it was
like that. And I was like,
yes.
but then I was like, yeah.
It was kind of sexy, I thought, but I mean,
I'm not surprised, Crystal. But overall, I enjoyed it. The lapsing accents in a few places irritated me. But it's a low budget thing that's shot really fast. But for that low budgetness and them still trying to turn out something that feels like something that's like 1950s type films, I thought it actually did a pretty good job. There's some really dialogue that made me cringe. But where people just talk and they're just trying to be very expositional. I never understood is this from a previous film, the guy with the
gas
goggles
mask?
you
Yeah,
can't even
yeah.
see out of.
I love him.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
he's
God.
been in other films. Yeah,
What is the purpose of the goggles that
Because it's cool, Christopher.
It's like
Cool.
steampunk Nazi stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. You
Cool
gotta watch.
factor.
You gotta watch the Axel films, and it'll make sense. I don't want to spoil it for you. So
Well, if anything, this has made me interested in watching previous films. You know, because isn't Tania
That's
Fox?
something to say.
Isn't Tania Fox in the previous one?
I don't know.
Actually.
I really don't know.
No one would be that aware as you, though, Chris.
Yeah,
I think on IMDb it said so. But anyway,
it may have. I didn't take the time to stalk the IMDb, but
no. But I actually didn't hate it. I was actually enjoyed it. I wanted to
Oh.
see what happened as it went along. Although the end was kind of cheesy. But anyway,
Yeah,
I thought it was interesting.
It says she was in Puppet Master Axis, not Axel. Axis Termination.
Axis. I always do
Yeah.
that. Axis. Yes. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
And,
You think I know? I've only sold about 7,000 of those.
And that was in 2017, so that wasn't too long ago.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So is she playing the same character, Elisa Ivanov? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Isn't
Reoccurring
she? How's she
character.
related to Toulon? Is she Toulon's granddaughter or something, or daughter? Do you know?
I don't believe it. No, I'm
it,
sorry.
it's said, but it went. It was-
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that relationship.
But I will say, I enjoyed the hell out of this, and I thought it was exactly what it wanted to be. Is it a good movie?
Aw.
Is it fun? Is it entertaining? Is it campy great? Yes. But there's so much. I mean, like the green screens, the dialogue is rough. The acting sometimes is like, I know you're a big, strong guy, but
No, the goons
Oh,
are my
you-
favorite.
No, wait. Come
was
on,
he
big guy.
purposely? Was he
What did
purposely?
he say?
wooden?
Come on, big guy,
Yes.
want to dance? Come
Yeah.
on, big guy, want to dance. I was like, did he pay to say that in the movie? I'm just curious.
I wonder if he even speaks English. I wonder if it's just phonetic. I don't
I love
know. But I mean, they were great in this movie. I mean, it was it's so much fun. It reminds me of the joy I had watching these movies. Back in the day when you go get them on VHS, right, Christopher, and bring them home and watch them, and they, it was just like stupid popcorn, good time. Kick back a brew or two and have a good laugh, and it has everything you want in it. We mentioned it all. I would say I like. I'm not sure. Is it Tania Fox? Is that how you say it? Tania or Tania?
I think it's
Tanya?
Tania.
Tania?
I think.
What'd you-
I don't know. I'm guessing too. I have no idea.
What'd you say, Vanessa?
Tanya.
Tanya? It could be
Could be.
Tanya.
Could be
Could be.
Tanya.
Mhm.
I wish I knew, because now I'm embarrassed even more so than usual with pronouncing names. But my point is I think she's kind of like she's definitely a modern day screen queen.
She's hot. Let's
Yeah,
just be real.
I
She's
think-
hot. Like,
Yeah.
and
And
the
she
boobs
wasn't
got
bad.
me. The boobs totally got me. Like when I saw her boobs, I was like, "Holy yes, those are like glorious."
Well, I think she's like yes.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
my vote. I'll say that. I think she's like a modern day Linnea Quigley. I think that she has that
Oh,
potential
yeah.
to kind of
Maybe that's why.
Oh, you
have a
do.
thing for
You
her.
do have
If
that.
she
Right?
does more
Um,
films, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and I think that she definitely showed her abilities, her range and stuff during certain parts, whether she's being emotional or
Talk.
drunk. Why are you laughing, Crystal?
Showed her abilities.
And by
That's
range,
fantastic. Her
And by-
range is just
by her range, I
wow.
don't mean her
I love
mountains.
you so much. I love you.
Her mountain range.
Her mountain
Oh,
range.
stop! She was good. Come on.
No, she was great. The only thing, the one thing though, if your movie is
Yes.
about a puppet, let's not have like a little person running around.
Why not?
Wait,
Why not?
Because it was like I laughed out loud every time I saw and they did it. I think they did it on even on a green screen or something. And I wanted to see more movement of the puppet. It felt like the first Annabelle film where it was like the doll didn't move or whatever. And I wanted to see. I really wish they'd put more effort into making the puppet move. Because it'd be like a Chucky film, but the Chucky doll didn't move as much. I think that's the only thing that I was kind of wishing more of, because anytime you got to see him at least move a little bit. But there was like one part I think I saw like the little string.
No, look, his movement was perfect because it would have detracted so much from every time he got smacked away. Like he would jump into somebody's face, and it's just like he would smack a little puppet away, and he'd go thud against the floor or whatever, and he'd shake it off.
And there was one time where the little dude got this wrench, and you could tell it wasn't a real wrench because he picked it up so fast, and I
he's strong,
laughing.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
The little
He's
dude.
strong.
Superhuman.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
Just beast
No,
mode.
I think if anything, I think that's one thing I appreciated. It's a B movie, it's a low budget B movie, and you're gonna see that kind of stuff. And in other films, you would like, oh, I can't watch this, but this one, the homemade quality of it, I think, made it feel like, okay, this is the Full Moon that I remember back in the day when I used to watch them on like home video.
Made it fun.
Well, it really, I think, okay, here's the thing. When a movie accepts what it is and works with it, that's when it usually works. As opposed to being like, we've got a low budget, but we're going to pretend we're high class here. And that's not the way it's going to, if you're like, no, it's low budget and we're low budget and hey, that's it. They didn't pretend to be anything more than what they were. And that's why it works. I mean, they made silly little jokes and references and stuff here. And yeah, that's why it's so good. I mean, yeah, there's so much I could say that would seem like I'm saying something negative about the movie, but
Also, I like the evil girl. The evil.
Yeah.
Vasquez.
Oh, yeah.
Hot too. Yeah.
Cutting herself. Like, no. This film cannot be called pretentious at all. It is pretty much exactly what it is. If you know what if you're familiar with these kind of films, Puppet Master films, and the like, this movie's right up your alley, right? It's just going to be perfect for you.
I think just as a horror fan, you would like this. It's a really decent, fun little B movie that is kind of like, it honestly felt like a palate cleanser right now with the moods that are in the air.
I like that.
Right? Everything is so awful and weird right now. And it's a movie that takes you out of it, and it can be silly and know that you're laughing at it and know that this little puppet guy flying through the air is ridiculous, but you still want to see him carving through somebody's neck. Like it gives you exactly what you need right now.
Or bursting out of a chest. Not spoiling anything, but I did. Before we do, it's still going to be a surprise. Before we do our final thoughts, Dave, you have a special guest. Would you like to introduce your special guest?
Oh my God, I forgot about my special guest. Holy shit, how did that happen? Yeah, hang on a second. Let me get him here.
Is he going to run across the screen?
He's actually.
That would be so awesome.
Delay.
Oh. It's not the same. It's not the same as the movie.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Hi, Blade.
Hello.
How are you?
Like, you cannot say that is not the face of sex when it absolutely is.
What?
Absolutely.
You have a thing for Klaus Kinski?
Oh,
I have a thing for that.
Ooh, look at that. Hat down over one
Oh,
eye.
there you go.
Yeah.
What's
Hey, Crystal,
unfortunate,
how are you
though-
doing?
Saucy.
Yeah, once
Yeah,
you take
we sell
the
these
hat
at
off,
the show. These things literally, I mean, they're really nice. Full Moon does a wonderful job on these replicas. They got all the entire,
Really?
they've got all of them, all the characters, and it's amazing. Whoops,
That would
hang
be
on.
fun.
He's trying to cut my cord here.
Enough.
Yeah, we travel around the conventions and sell these things, and people just go nuts. I'm really anxious. Hopefully, we get back to a situation where we're doing conventions again, because I think Blade: The Iron Cross is going to be a huge hit with true Full Moon fans. I think they're really going to eat this one up.
Yeah, I hope so. All right, well, let's do it. It's our final thoughts. Dave, you've got the floor. Go ahead and give us your final thoughts. Your score, 1 to 5, and your favorite scene.
I enjoyed this a lot. I kind of like Christopher. I went into it a little scared. That last non-Full Moon one was not good. But this is Full Moon Studios doing what they do best. It's fun. It's fast. It's campy. It makes fun of itself. There's boobs. There's blood. It's got everything you could possibly want in a full moon film. This is kind of Charles Band firing on all cylinders. And I think the true full moon fans are going to eat this up. I'm going to give it a 3.5. I really enjoyed this quite a bit. Favorite scene, I am going to go with, and only because it was kind of a surprise for me, but the scene where the one guy tries to escape and he gets locked in there and that evil doctor lets the first zombie out.
Yes.
But that was a real nice, it looked like a practical full body suit. It was a lot of work was put into that. Again, they couldn't have had much more than a spare change to make this movie. So that was a lot of work went into that. Whoever created that suit did a damn fine job on a shoestring budget. And I was really impressed with it. And I liked the inclusion of zombies into this. So I'm going to go with that as my favorite scene.
I like that too. Good. Oh, wow. 3.5. Crystal, you're up next. You're up next, sweetie. What is it? What is your final thoughts? Your score.
Well, obviously, I like it. I mean, maybe it's just because I was turned on. Christopher and I apparently got turned on by this movie. So, I don't know.
For different
Anyway.
reasons.
I know. I was turned on by her, too. Don't be fooled. I said, glorious. I'm going to give it a 3.75, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah. If you know what it is, you know what it is, and it totally deserves that. If I had to do a full sliding scale for full moon, then it'd be even higher. But there's a lot of cool scenes in here. Oh god. But okay, there's a scene that's kind of weird. I loved the gas mask dude, and I loved his voice. That also turned me on. I don't know what's on. Maybe it's quarantine. I don't know. Anyway, but the one guy, not the doctor, but the guy who's working with him, starts telling him everything he's doing, and he's like, "Frog, you sing like a goddamn canary." And I died. I don't know why I rewound it and listened everywhere. I just thought it was the funniest thing. I don't know. That's just struck me. So funny. It's the voice and everything. Yeah.
Oh, the fact that it turned you on just amuses me and scares me all at one time. So that's terrific.
Yeah.
Vanessa, you're up next. What's your final thoughts? What's your favorite scene? Top that.
I can't. I can't. No, I had a lot of fun watching this. I was very, very pleasantly surprised getting into it. They did a phenomenal job staying in the period, and that's very hard to do on a small budget. And I think they really pulled it off. I love the little throwbacks to 40s movies with a couple of goons and the dumb cop and all those little things. Like, it made it feel very like they were really trying. They were having fun. It's still a B movie and it has its shortcomings, but they were trying to put out a decent product, and I think they did. So my favorite scene is obviously the one where Blade has his rising like a phoenix moment. Yeah. Yes. We think they took him down, but you can't take a good man. A puppet can't take a good puppet down. And I'm gonna give it a 3.
Give it a 3. All right. I can. Yeah. Clap. All right. Christopher, the moment of truth. You're up next. What is your final thought, score, favorite scene?
You know what? Like I said earlier, I wasn't sure what to think. I was kind of worried I was going to be crapping all over this. At that last one, Puppet Master film just killed me. But this was actually, I think if anything, this made me realize I need to maybe sometimes not be so critical on films, especially if they put a lot of effort into it and do a good job of just with the budget that they have. I think I give them major props trying to replicate a certain period and with the dialogue and the look and just trying to do what they could do, with the budget that they had, and so sure, you can see the budget anything where they try to go above and beyond that, but it doesn't really take away from it. If anything, it makes the homemade quality of it just feel that even better, that these people were trying to make something that, felt like a certain type of film from a certain period. And I give them props for that, and it makes me interested in seeing sequels to this. I'd love to see,
Uh-huh.
them, going after more of these people that are supposedly all over the world. So yeah, it has that sort of cheesy quality of detective movies, but also has a little bit of the sci-fi element you'd see like in serials as well. So I think the bigger than life type characters and stuff sort of really work for this. I think I just would have loved to seen a little bit more manipulation of the puppet a little bit more, because he's the main character supposed to be focused around. There wasn't enough of that, but I think a lot of the characters and a lot of the actors in it sort of made up for that. Especially Tania Fox. So if they just want to cast her in everything, I'll be okay with that. No, I thought she did a really great job, and I think there's some really there's salacious moments, there's dramatic moments, there's cheesy moments. It has a little bit of everything in it, and so it's like one of those things where you just I'm about to make a food analogy. Let me stop.
Good, you can do it. Go for it.
It's like when you're a bachelor and you mix all these things together and it tastes really good. You expect the worst, but it's like, oh, this is delicious. I'll make this again. I don't know if that's a compliment.
I don't know what you said.
I don't know what I said either. But
I love it.
As for favorite moment, this is probably be a weird moment to point out. This is probably why I'm single, by the way. This is probably my favorite moment.
You're just saying that because you're hoping tonight is watching.
I'm hoping I'm a director.
Hey, no, wait.
Award winning.
Apparently, she does more work with women, right?
Yes.
Well,
I see that. I see what you mean.
Guess you got some competition there, Christopher.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you. But you're about to say your favorite scene. Go ahead.
Shut up, Crystal.
Yeah.
You and your bleeding wall. My favorite scene would probably be this is a weird selection, but I like the scene in the interrogation scene where she's talking to the detective. And there's like a really tender moment that happens in there. And it's a weird thing. We're watching this sort of cheesy horror film, and I'm picking like a sort of a more dramatic or interesting moment or romantic moment. I like that scene, and maybe it has something to do with her, but I do like that scene a lot. So anyway, before I embarrass myself even more, my rating will be a 3.25.
Okay.
Oh, wow, yeah.
All right. I like
I
that.
was not expecting that at all.
No, I wasn't going. I mean, until you started talking. Then I said, "Oh, he likes
The power of people I have a crush on after watching.
No, nice. I like this. This was exactly what somebody said, palate cleanser, and that was perfect. I think it was you, Vanessa, right?
Oh, I did it right.
You did it.
You did it right first, and then you second guessed yourself. All right, it is. It's delightful. It's fun. It's stupid and campy, and it's campy, and it's exactly. I think I just repeated myself. It's perfect. I had a great time with it. I was Christopher. I could have used more Blade too. You could, it's the title character, so you want more Blade, and there wasn't enough Blade. There's more Blade in our show right now. But when he does come on, and you're waiting for it, and it delivers in that respect. And to be fair, our lead actress carried the film until then with no trouble. A lot of times she was tied to a chair.
She was, and very new.
And it still worked. still it worked. I like the bad guy, and his special little reveal toward the end was kind of sci-fi schmarmy fun. I want more. I watched it twice.
Me too. I did too.
Yeah, and I want to see more, and it makes me want to see more of these. What are they? What 10?
Deadly 10.
Deadly 10. So now I want to see more.
There's a new subspecies movie coming next.
Ah.
Yes.
So in that respect, it did what its job,
Vampires.
right?
So
It did its job. So I'm going to give it a 3.5 as well.
Yay.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this just gets honorable mention at the end of the year, just because. Even though the score won't be as high as some of the other ones that could, it's just that fun movie that you want during the year. So good film. All right, so that's our review. Oh man, for Blade: The Iron Cross.
You all can live. Blade says you all can live.
Thanks, Blade.
Yeah, and is it playing? Where is it playing, Dave? I know it's playing over.
Right now, it's only on their Full Moon streaming site, but I think it's coming to all the VOD platforms here soon.
Yeah, I saw something that you're going to be able to rent it on Amazon Prime. It's not going to be.
Yeah. Right now, it's on. Right now, it's on their Full Moon streaming platform.
Yeah, so you get that and others as well. So
everything they've done, it's all on there.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff on there. I was looking, going, wow, there's a lot of great trash. All right, if you'd like to support H&R, the best way to do is spread the word. Share the podcast, share this YouTube channel. Tell a friend, review on iTunes, review here. Learn English. Click subscribe. That was hard to get out. All that. This was great. Crystal, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm so glad I got to watch this.
Yes, I admit you did not beg. I actually said, please come on. Yes, I know, but you know.
Begging is always allowed.
Yeah. Oh.
I like that you leaned in for that one. That was really that.
I know what she was doing. I was like, what? I don't even care. It was all good. I support that.
All right. Vanessa, Crystal, Christopher, Dave, thank you for joining me. This was great. I just hit something.
Oh, are we saying goodbye?
I think we're supposed to say goodbye now. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.